Okay.
I'm Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times. On Tuesday, May the 29th, we don't have our normal high-tech studio available. We're doing this by webcam, so bear with us. We're going to miss some of the fancy graphics as well. There's not a lot of news today, the first day after Memorial Day. There has been some analysis in the newspaper, the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, and by the Arkansas Blog about Asa Hutchinson's highway plan. It's become clearer than ever it's really a radical plan to finance highways by diverting general revenue stream. One interesting thing the Democrat Gazette focused on over the weekend was counting on Dennis Milligan to raise money more than has been raised in the past from state investments. So that means that they're going to rely on market timing and some riskier investments to make more money for the state. When Martha Schaffner did this, Republican senators thought that was a terrible thing, but times have changed. There's also been some good reporting on the Arkansas Blog and the Arkansas Times website by Leslie Peacock about the troubles of the governor's mansion. It becomes clear that personality and other conflicts within the commission and Susan Hutchinson, the First Lady, led to the move by the governor to take over the commission. We've also reported that the commission member, Stacey Hurst, has been doing business with the governor's mansion. Is this a conflict of interest? Perhaps not legally, but the appearances aren't very good. News today from the recycling agency in Little Rock. People in Little Rock and North Little Rock are not putting the right kinds of stuff in their recycling bins. They're going to start inspecting them, and if you get caught putting bad stuff in there, after 3 strikes, you're going to be out of the recycling service, so you've been noticed. Elsewhere on the Arkansas Blog, you might find some reading of interest. Another report on how widening freeways do not reduce congestion on freeways. Arkansas is bound to determine to keep proving this old truism correct by widening our freeway here to 12 lanes. Tom Cotton has been mentioned on Politico as a future national ticket holder on the Republican Party side, maybe even in 2016 as a vice presidential candidate with Donald Trump. Speaking of Donald Trump, he picked a bad week to talk about Whitewater and Vince Foster and other old stories of tragic and sometimes even humorous note in Arkansas. It was the same week Ken Starr, who led the Whitewater investigation, got fired as Baylor's president for not doing enough about sexual assaults against female students. More interesting reading on the blog today. Voucher programs, school voucher programs don't work. Students who take them to go to private schools don't do as well as students in public schools. The same kind of things have been shown for charter schools as well. We've got some information for people who hate those robocalls that you get at home despite the do not call list. Turns out this isn't the government's fault. The phone companies could do something about it if only there would. Really interesting reading. And finally, we've been talking a lot about the Civil War here. It looks like Fort Smith Civil War is over. Joey McCutcheon, a lawyer there who's been trying to take over the school board with his candidates because he's unhappy about doing away with the rebel mascot at Southside High School, has now been told by some school board members that he thought was on their side, that they're tired of the fight. They're going to get back to educating students, and they don't intend to back off the change of mascot. So Joey McCutcheon has laid down his arms, given him a mule and a sidearm, and let him go back to practicing law. I'm going to see Boys State today. We'll see if their attitudes have changed any. I expect to get not a particularly warm welcome, but a what's the word? A free and frank exchange of opinions. I'm Max Brantley. I'll be back tomorrow.